My fiancée 27F deliberately triggered my 29M severe peanut allergy to test if it was real. I almost died. She's been arrested. I don't know what to do. I just wanted to see if you were really allergic or just being dramatic. That's what my fiancée screamed as I was injecting myself with an EpiPen after she deliberately put crushed peanuts in the pasta sauce she made for dinner. I'm writing this from the hospital where I spent the night after nearly dying from anaphylactic shock. She's been arrested and charged with assault. I need help processing what just happened to my life. I'm Blake, 29, work as an accountant in Nashville. I've had a severe peanut allergy since I was a kid, the kind that can kill you in minutes without an EpiPen. I've always been careful about checking ingredients, asking restaurants about preparation, keeping my EpiPen close. It's just how I've lived my entire life. My fiancée Rachel and I have been together for 3 years, engaged for 6 months. She's 27, works in marketing, and honestly, she's always been frustrated with my allergy. Not openly hostile, but definitely annoyed. She'd roll her eyes when I'd ask servers about ingredients. She'd complain to friends that I was high maintenance about food. She'd say things like, "I've never actually seen you have a reaction. How bad can it really be?" I always tried to explain that I've never had a severe reaction because I'm careful. That's the whole point, prevention. But she seemed to think I was being dramatic or overcautious. Last night, Rachel said she wanted to cook a special dinner for us, homemade pasta with her famous marinara sauce. I was touched. She rarely cooks, and I thought it was sweet. I trusted her completely. Why wouldn't I? She's the person I was going to marry. The pasta was delicious. About 10 minutes after I finished eating, I started feeling weird. Tightness in my throat, itching in my mouth, difficulty swallowing. I recognized these symptoms immediately. I've been trained my whole life to watch for them. I stood up, already reaching for my EpiPen. "Rachel, something's wrong. Did you put anything unusual in the sauce?" That's when she broke down. "Oh my God, Blake, I'm so sorry. I just put a tiny bit of crushed peanuts in the sauce. I thought you were being dramatic about the allergy. I didn't think it was real." I couldn't breathe properly to respond. My face was swelling, my airways closing. I injected the EpiPen into my thigh and immediately called 911 while I could still speak. Rachel was panicking now, crying, apologizing, begging me to forgive her. "You could have killed me," I wheezed out before the paramedics arrived. At the ER, Dr. Hoffman told me I would have died without the EpiPen. "Another 5 minutes and your airways would have closed completely," he said. "You're lucky you recognized the symptoms and acted fast." Rachel was in the waiting room, sobbing to anyone who would listen that it was an accident, that she didn't know, that she was sorry. When the police arrived to take my statement, I told them exactly what happened. That she deliberately put peanuts in my food to test whether my allergy was real. The look on Officer Rodriguez's face was one of complete disbelief. She intentionally triggered a potentially fatal allergic reaction to prove a point. I had saved the leftover pasta in a container before the ambulance arrived. Even in my panicked state, I knew it might be evidence. The lab confirmed peanut proteins in the sauce. Rachel was arrested at the hospital and charged with reckless endangerment and assault with a deadly weapon. The deadly weapon being the peanuts she used to poison me. Now I'm home, physically recovering but emotionally destroyed. My phone won't stop ringing. Rachel's mom called me screaming that I'm destroying her life over an accident. My mom is horrified and asking how someone who claimed to love me could do this. The worst part? Someone at the hospital filmed Rachel being arrested and it's gone viral on TikTok. #peanut gatekeeping is trending. Most comments support me, but some people are saying I'm being too harsh, that she made a mistake, that I should forgive her because she loves me. Reddit. I don't know what to think anymore. 3 years together, engaged to be married, and she was willing to risk my life to prove I was lying about something that could kill me. How do you come back from that? Can you forgive someone who literally tried to poison you, even if they claim it was just a test? I'm supposed to marry this person in 4 months. The invitations are already out. But how do you trust someone who was willing to watch you die to win an argument? Update 1. The last 2 weeks have been an absolute nightmare. Thank you to everyone who supported me on my original post. Your words helped me realize I wasn't overreacting to someone literally poisoning me. First, the legal stuff. Rachel was arraigned and charged with aggravated assault and reckless endangerment. Her lawyer tried to get the charges reduced, claiming it was a relationship dispute and an accident. The prosecutor wasn't having it. Your client deliberately introduced a known allergen into the victim's food with the stated intent of testing the severity of his medical condition, he told the judge. That's not an accident. That's assault with a deadly weapon. Rachel's bail was set at $50,000. Her parents paid it, but she had to surrender her passport and can't contact me directly. That hasn't stopped her from trying. She's been sending messages through friends, writing letters, even had her mom call my mom. The basic message is always the same. She's sorry. She didn't mean for me to get hurt. She loves me. Please don't ruin her life over a mistake. Here's what really gets me. She keeps calling it a mistake. A mistake is adding salt instead of sugar. Deliberately putting something in my food that could kill me isn't a mistake. It's attempted murder, even if she didn't intend to actually kill me. My coworker Jake came forward as a witness. Apparently, Rachel had complained to people at office parties about my dramatic allergy responses. She'd mock me for checking ingredients and told Jake she thought I was probably faking it for attention. This wasn't a sudden impulse. She'd been doubting me for months. The family drama has been brutal. Rachel's mom, Patricia, called me a vindictive monster for pressing charges. She claims Rachel is devastated and learned her lesson and that jail time would destroy her future. My response? She almost destroyed my future by stopping my breathing. Patricia didn't like that. She's been calling everyone we know, trying to get them to pressure me into dropping the charges. Some of Rachel's friends are taking her side, saying I'm being cruel and unforgiving. But my family and real friends see it clearly. My mom Linda put it best. Someone who loves you doesn't test whether you'll die. They trust you and protect you. The viral TikTok situation has been weird. The hashtag peanut gatekeeping has millions of views now. Mostly people are supportive, sharing their own stories about having allergies dismissed or not believed. But there's also backlash calling me vindictive for ruining a young woman's life. What these people don't understand is that she ruined her own life when she decided to poison me. I didn't make that choice for her. Rachel's lawyer offered a plea deal. She'd plead guilty to a misdemeanor, get probation, and attend counseling. The prosecutor asked if I'd support it. I said absolutely not. She needs to face real consequences for what she did. If someone did this to a stranger, they'd face serious charges, I told him. The fact that we were engaged makes it worse, not better. She was supposed to protect me. The trial is set for next month. I'm dreading it, but I know I have to see this through. Rachel can't just get a slap on the wrist for almost killing me. I've been going to therapy to process the trauma. Not just the physical trauma of nearly dying, but the emotional trauma of realizing the person I trusted most was willing to risk my life to prove a point. My therapist asked me, if Rachel had succeeded in proving your allergy was fake, what would that have meant for your relationship? I realized she would have felt vindicated in dismissing my medical needs for the rest of our lives. And if she had succeeded in proving it was real by killing me? Well, that's not much of a relationship either. Edit. People keep asking if I've called off the wedding. Yes, obviously. You can't marry someone who tried to poison you. The venue was understanding given the circumstances. Edit 2. For those suggesting couples counseling, you don't counsel attempted murder. Some things can't be worked through. Update 2. The trial happened last month and it was worse than I expected. I wanted to update everyone who supported me through this nightmare. Rachel ended up taking a plea deal at the last minute. She pleaded guilty to aggravated assault and got 6 months in county jail, 2 years probation, mandatory anger management classes, and a permanent restraining order keeping her away from me. But before she took the deal, we went through 2 days of testimony. I had to sit there and listen to her defense attorney paint me as an overly dramatic person who exaggerated his medical condition for attention. They actually tried to argue that Rachel's actions were reasonable given my history of attention-seeking behavior. The prosecutor destroyed that argument. Dr. Hoffman testified about how close I came to dying. The lab tech confirmed the peanut proteins in the pasta. Jake testified about Rachel's months of complaining that I was faking my allergy. But the most damning evidence was Rachel's own text messages. The prosecutor had subpoenaed her phone and found texts to her sister from 2 weeks before the incident. Blake's allergy thing is so annoying. I honestly think he's making it worse than it is for attention. Someone should test him sometime, LOL. Her sister had responded, "Don't do anything crazy." Rachel, I'm just saying, if he actually had a severe reaction, maybe he'd stop being so dramatic about every little thing. Reading those texts in open court was devastating. She had been planning this for weeks. This wasn't a moment of poor judgment. It was premeditated. Rachel's testimony was pathetic. She claimed she only put a tiny amount of peanuts in the sauce and thought it would just make me a little uncomfortable to prove the allergy was real. She insisted she never intended to hurt me seriously. The prosecutor asked her, "Did you research what would happen if someone with a severe peanut allergy consumed peanuts?" "No." "Did you have an EpiPen available if something went wrong?" "No." "Did you tell the victim what you had done before he ate the food?" "No." "So you conducted a medical experiment on someone without their consent, without safety measures, and without any actual knowledge of the consequences." Rachel just cried and said she was sorry and that she loved me. When it was my turn to testify, I looked right at her and said, "Love doesn't involve testing whether someone will die. Protection does. Care does. Love does not." She broke down completely. After hearing all the evidence, the judge was not sympathetic to Rachel's claims of remorse. "The defendant's actions showed a callous disregard for human life," he said during sentencing. "Allergies are not a matter of opinion to be tested. They are serious medical conditions that require trust and respect from those closest to us." Rachel is serving her time at the county jail. I heard through mutual friends that she's bitter and still maintains she's the victim in all this. She apparently told her cellmate that I overreacted and ruined her life over an accident. Some people still think I was too harsh. Rachel's aunt sent me a Facebook message calling me heartless for not dropping the charges against someone who made one mistake. My response was simple: attempted murder isn't a mistake. I've been getting messages of support from people with allergies all over the world. Apparently, my story has helped other people take their allergies seriously and demand that family members respect their medical needs. That makes some of the pain worth it. The restraining order means Rachel can't contact me for 5 years. No letters, no messages through friends, no showing up at my work. After what she put me through, that peace of mind is priceless. I'm still in therapy dealing with trust issues. It's hard to date when someone who claimed to love you was willing to kill you to win an argument, but I'm working on it. Edit. For those asking about the wedding costs, Rachel's family agreed to cover most of the vendor cancellation fees as part of avoiding a civil lawsuit. I considered suing for damages but honestly just wanted to move on. Eat it, too. Yes, I still carry 2 EpiPens everywhere. But now I also can't eat food prepared by anyone I don't trust, 100%. It's a lonely way to live, but it's better than being dead. Final update. It's been a year since Rachel nearly killed me to test my peanut allergy, and I wanted to give everyone a final update since this community helped me through the darkest time of my life. Rachel was released from jail last month after serving her full 6-month sentence. I only know this because she immediately violated the restraining order by showing up at my apartment complex. She didn't approach me directly, but she was clearly waiting for me to come home. I called the police, and she was arrested again. This time she got another 30 days in jail, and the restraining order was extended to 10 years. Her probation officer told me she's been struggling to accept responsibility for her actions, which is a nice way of saying she still thinks she's the victim. Through mutual friends, who no longer talk to her, I heard that Rachel tells people she was railroaded by the justice system and that I betrayed her trust by pressing charges. She apparently claims the whole thing was blown out of proportion and that I never really forgave her because I wanted to punish her. The complete lack of understanding is staggering. She nearly killed me, and somehow I'm the bad guy for not dying quietly. But here's the good news. My life has gotten so much better without her toxicity. I've been seeing someone new for the past 4 months. Her name is Elena, she's a nurse practitioner. And when I told her about my allergy on our second date, her response was, "Thank you for telling me. What do I need to know to keep you safe?" Not, "Are you sure it's that serious?" Not, "Have you ever actually had a reaction?" Just, "How can I protect you?" That's what love actually looks like. Elena keeps Benadryl in her purse, checks ingredients without being asked, and makes sure restaurants take my allergies seriously. She's never once made me feel like a burden for having a medical condition. The contrast with Rachel is night and day. My therapist says I've made incredible progress dealing with the trauma. I'm no longer hyper-vigilant about every meal, though I'm definitely more careful about who I trust with my food. Some wounds heal, some just teach you to be smarter. The viral TikTok thing has mostly died down, but I still get occasional messages from people with allergies thanking me for speaking up. Apparently, several restaurants in Nashville have improved their allergen protocols after seeing the news coverage of my case. If some good came from my near-death experience, I'm glad. Rachel's life, from what I hear, has not recovered well. She lost her marketing job after the conviction, had to move back in with her parents, and struggles to find work with a violent crime on her record. Her dating life is apparently non-existent. Turns out, I poisoned my ex-fiancée isn't a great icebreaker. I don't take any pleasure in her struggles, but I don't feel guilty about them either. She chose to risk my life to prove a point. These are the natural consequences of that choice. My mom asked me recently if I ever think about what would have happened if I hadn't pressed charges, if I had just forgiven her and moved on. I'd probably be dead, I told her. Someone willing to test whether you'll die doesn't stop at one test. She would have kept pushing boundaries until she actually killed me. That's the truth I've come to accept. Rachel didn't make one bad decision. She revealed who she fundamentally was. Someone who would rather risk my life than admit she was wrong about my medical condition. To anyone dealing with family or partners who dismiss your allergies or medical needs, trust yourself. Your health and safety matter more than someone else's convenience or opinion. Don't let anyone test whether your medical condition is real. If they don't believe you, they don't deserve access to your life. Elena and I are taking things slow, but we're talking about moving in together next year. She's already researched peanut-free kitchen protocols and bought separate cutting boards. That's what it looks like when someone actually loves you. They protect you. They don't test you. Thank you to everyone who supported me through this nightmare. Your validation helped me realize I wasn't overreacting to someone literally poisoning me. Sometimes the worst betrayal leads to the best outcome if you have the courage to walk away. Rachel taught me what I won't tolerate. Elena is teaching me what I deserve. Life is good again.